Hi, Bob Anderson again. So we're going through our property development process. In this episode, what have we done? Well, we've done the P's earlier, we've done the R, we've done the O. So we're up to F. This episode is about the F. What's F? Well, it's finance. Very important. Unless you've got a truckload of cash, you're going to have to get some finance. So let's talk a little bit about finance. Now, basically, there's two types of finance. There's what we call retail finance and commercial finance. I'll just run through those for you. Now, retail finance, that's the normal sort of finance that you would have used when you bought your house or when you bought an investment property. It's just one of the, if you like, one of the normal banks, building societies, credit unions, those sorts of people. When we're doing a small project, and what do I mean by small? Well, typically up to maybe three lots in a subdivision, maybe up to 3 townhouses, something like that. We can use what we call normal retail finance through a normal retail source. Once they get a bit bigger, there's a transition, there's somewhere around 3. Once we do 3 or 4 or more, a slightly larger project, then we have to go and get what we call commercial finance. Now, typically the banks, they have a retail division and a commercial division, and they're a little bit different. So when we're getting retail finance, let's say we're doing a duplex, there's something simple, a simple joined duplex. Now that could fall into the retail finance area because there's only 2. So remember when you got your retail finance, there's 2 things the bank wanted. What's that? They wanted some equity and they wanted your serviceability, didn't they? They wanted to know that you could afford to pay off the loan. Same thing here. The banks will need some equity and you'll have to prove that you can pay the interest every month. That's on a retail loan, and that's important. It's important for you, it's even more important for the bank. Now the bank's lending most of the money. They might be lending 80% or something like that. Very important. Now if you're doing a slightly bigger project, you have to get commercial finance. What's different about that? Well, the interest rate's up a little bit, not much more than retail, but up a little bit. And certainly the same thing, you have to have equity in. Serviceability, well, that's less of an issue, and I'll tell you why. With commercial finance, this is what I love about it, they do what they call capitalising the interest. In fact, unlike retail finance where every month you have to find the interest, you have to put your hand in your pocket, come up with the interest. With commercial finance, the interest is actually built into the loan. So every month when your interest is due, they actually just take part of your loan. It's already paid, it's in advance. It's part of the loan. It's called capitalised interest. And that's a good thing, I like that. I'll tell you another part of finance that I love, and this is where my passion is, and it's what I call creative finance. This is doing deals with little or no money of your own. Creative finance. Now, I did say that banks want some equity. They want some money from you. Creative finance is all about where that sum comes from. And I've got a whole range of strategies. In fact, later on in this series, I'm going to run you through some of those strategies. Things like joint ventures with money partners, joint ventures with landowners, maybe syndicates, what I call stock-back deals where you pay for your land with some product when you're finished. Really creative stuff, fantastic. Everybody loves that. So they're the types of finance: retail, commercial, and creative. Look forward to catching up next time.